I recently saw a very interesting video by Joshua Bardwell about FPV camera latency measurements. He decided to take a very practical approach of measuring his reaction time by use of a computer program, either looking at the screen directly or looking at the screen via his FPV gear. And indeed, he was able to show that the measured reaction time was higher when he was using FPV gear and lower when he was directly looking at the screen. I did the same for the following four cameras: the Aegis 1177M, Aegis 1177, runcam, Arrow, and TBS0, all of them being NTSC, and I arrived at the same measurements as Joshua did. However, as Joshua mentions in his video, one could use an oscilloscope to measure the latency between the illumination of an LED and the increased brightness in the output of an FPV camera video signal. So, as I do have a 2-channel USB oscilloscope, I decided to give it a go. I wrote a very simple Arduino sketch which illuminates an LED for 20 milliseconds and then turns it off for 1.7 seconds and then repeats the same process again. And I took off the lens of the 1177 camera in order to place the same on top of the LED. As soon as the LED illuminates, the whole picture of the 1177 is very bright, and then it should go dark again once the LED is turned off. Looking at the output of the oscilloscope, you have the voltage on the LED terminals on the bottom of the screen. So during this time the LED is turned on, and that should be 20 milliseconds according to the sketch I wrote, and it seems to be more or less correct. And the interesting part is that it only takes about 2 milliseconds between the voltage being applied to the LED and the video output signal of the Aegis 1177 to increase. Meaning that the 1177 almost instantly, only 2.5 milliseconds later, shows the increased brilliance of the LED. When the LED is turned off, it takes about 25 milliseconds for the image to become dark again. But this is due mainly to the fact that LEDs don't turn dark immediately upon voltage being removed from their terminals. Another interesting part is this slope in brightness. This is actually the Aegis 1177 opening up aperture, increasing brightness upon the image becoming very dark as the LED light turns off. You have seen this in practice, surely, when you turn an FPV camera from a bright image towards a dark area, the dark area slowly is being illuminated more and more, showing details. This is the ramp in brightness that you can see here. Concluding, it seems that FPV cameras, or at least the ones I have tried, do output the increased brightness of an illuminating LED instantly. 2.5 milliseconds is instantly enough for me. And therefore, the change in reaction time between doing a reaction test directly looking at a screen and looking at the same screen via FPV equipment is mainly due to the goggles and not the camera. Hope you found this interesting. Cheers.